All right, everyone. We've been doing a lot of phishing attack reviews, so I wanted to do something a little different, get back to some tech tips. This one is sort of a tech tip, sort of a cautionary tale, I suppose. And I just read some interesting statistics. You can Google those statistics on yourself and look at credit card theft and the alarming numbers. But here's two. Credit card fraud resulted in more lost dollars than debit cards in 2020, with $149 million in total losses, and debit cards resulted in a total of $117 million in 2020. So that's 2 years ago. And two other interesting facts. About 11% of credit card owners use a PIN of 1234. That is unbelievable to me. And the age group that saw the most theft happened to them. So the age group that had the most credit card theft happened to them. In other words, they lost money, was the age 30 to 39. And a lot of people think, well, it's usually the older groups, the boomers, right? Okay, boomer. No, I'm not a boomer. But it's not true. And I think part of the reason is because that generation is less likely to use credit cards online or less likely to use credit and debit cards in a lot of different places. And the younger generations don't really carry cash and use their credit and debit cards everywhere, and are not careful about it. They don't, little things like jiggling the card reader at the gas pump or the ATM, or just using, like, I just use ATMs in locked bank lobbies with cameras on them. Those are the kind of things that I think that the 30 to 39 generation, which is millennials, are less likely to pay attention to, and it probably more so as we get younger. So those are some interesting statistics. But why do I share that? Like, I'm not financial services. Why do I share that? This is a screenshot of a onion site, a dark website called Card Shop, and you can see here for $350, I could buy 50 credit cards, each one with between $1,000 and $5,000 available on it. So, and that's for $350. So that's a pretty big return. Now that's risky in itself because there's a chance you could get caught, obviously. If you buy a credit card and then order something on Amazon and ship it to your house, you're going to get caught. You're going to get caught. They're going to say, why did you buy these cards? Where did you buy these cards? How did you buy these cards? And it's fraud. And fraud is frowned upon, obviously. You can do some time. You can do time in jail for fraud. This is fraud. But this was easy to get to. And it occurs, and I would say, maybe it says US dollars, but maybe it occurs in other countries a little more often. But I don't know. There are some states that have a high level of credit card fraud, California being the number one state. So maybe people in California purchase these credit cards and make purchases with them. But here's one of the reasons. I mentioned two already: gas pumps, ATMs, things like that. You go to random third-party shop with a credit card reader that nobody really pays attention to. But one of the reasons that it happens, and a recent threat that was shared with the IT world, the technology world, and you maybe pay attention, but it's not a new threat. It's been going on for quite some time, is people that store their credit card, their payment information in their browser. So I have a screenshot here. This is Google Chrome, but you could do this in Firefox. I'm pretty sure you could do it in Edge as well. Edge is Chromium based. You could probably do it in a lot of different browsers, but I use Chrome because Chrome still has the highest market share. And if you go to the settings and then go to autofill and payment methods, okay, so you have payment methods here. You should have this turned off: save and fill payment methods, and allow sites to check if you have payment methods saved. This should be turned off. And here's why. If your computer is compromised, which happens frequently these days, somebody gains access to your computer, they have access to this card information and they can steal it. So just today alone, I received a phone call, and I received one yesterday too, for help because somebody gained access to the computer through social engineering. They didn't even use software. They used social engineering, said, we need to gain access to your computer to help you with this, and then they could easily steal this information from your computer. Once they're on, they install a keylogger, they install some type of software that that brings all this information back to their command and control server, and now they have your credit card information, and now they put it back onto Card Shop, where anybody can purchase it and then use it. Do not store your credit card information in your browsers. Turn that off, turn that feature off, leave it off. Do not store your credit card information in your browsers. So that's today's tech tip. I hope it helps someone. If you have questions, as always, just give us a call or send us an email. So until next time, stay secure.